And he accidentally shot and killed his cousin on his 15th birthday. So his mother, who had a house full of children, this was her, her sister, I believe. He doesn't really say, but that's my feeling. Gave him to them to replace their son, if you think that that could really be done. And he said they never raised their voice. They never mentioned it, but there was a coolness in their heart. It said it's like a cool drop of water dropping on your heart. You know you're not accepted. And he said they would be in town and suddenly his aunt would clutch her breast and say, "Wasn't that Gary? Oh, I thought that was Gary for a moment." And he said he would sink even further and it was meant to hurt. And for 2 years, from 17, he lived in this energy. He went into the room, he said he packed his bags in a little cardboard box. He put the cardboard box in the bedroom, and they said, "You may not disturb anything that was Gary's." There was change on the dresser. There was a gun and a tennis racket up on the wall that constantly reminded him that he shot and killed his best friend, his love, his cousin, his blood brother, who he felt knew him better than anyone on the planet. It was a constant reminder. And he said when he turned 17, he dropped out of school and he joined the Air Force. And I remember being in that barracks and I was tossing and turning. And he said, for 30 years this haunted me. Until one day I understood that death is transition, that energy is neither destroyed nor created, it changes form, and that everyone that we've called into our lives, they are there by divine appointment and a divine contract, a spiritual contract to be together. How long it is, how short it is. This is by right. He said after 30 years he felt, and he said, I know that we died when he did. And what it is I really had to give to the planet. And when we have these experiences in our lives, not to regret them, not to feel bad about them, that they happen, we take all the energies that we have experienced and we give them back out into the world through sacred service. These are the things that have defined our lives so that we can be understanding and compassionate one with the other. And it took me a long time to realize in a very abusive, alcoholic family that I called that in. And I used to argue with my minister and say I would never have called that in. I was supposed to be with the family down the street that loved each other and that were wealthy. And one day, I got it when my father, on Father's Day, came to San Diego. Some of you have heard the story, but it's so good. Came to San Diego. I had not spoken to him in 10 years. On a Father's Day, I had major television coverage of my services in San Diego and LA. He saw me on TV. He came to the service. He sat way in the back. Remember, I had 2,500 people that came every week. And I thought I saw him, and I went right into the welcome and talk. We didn't do prayers. We didn't do reach out and touch. We didn't do any of the amenities that we do and enjoy as community. I just was like, I was thrown because I thought I saw him. And then I'm looking over at my keyboardist. Her name was Tess, and she's going, at her watch. And so I look on, we always had a nice little clock on the pulpit. I look at it, and I got like 40 minutes to go. I've done it. And I said, oh my gosh, it was so amazing. I thought I saw my father. And it just threw me. And you know that we are estranged. And so I walked down the corridor, and it was a long aisle. And in those days, boys, we had cords on microphones. So I couldn't reach any further, so I had to give someone sitting the microphone. And went to the very last row, and I said, are you my father? I thought I saw you. And he shook his head, no. And I just kept saying, no, you seem very familiar. I think, a child knows their own father. And he kept saying no. He felt so terrible about himself, he wouldn't even admit that he was my father. And I just dropped everything, and I went and I embraced him. Well, everybody is just sobbing. I mean, there is not a dry eye in this congregation because we get to know each other very well. Your sadness is, I feel it in my heart. My joy, you feel it in your heart. What blesses one when someone embraced. And that afternoon he cried and he forgave me for everything. I know I was a bastard, but it was the best I knew. It's what I was given. And I said, no, Daddy. I said, this moment on, I forgive you completely. I forgive you. I know I wouldn't be who I am without those experiences. I would not be who I am, nor would I repeat them. That I have learned and grown through those experiences. And when my father asked, if I could do one of those things that I do, and I said, you mean a prayer? Yeah, one of those things you do. And spoke my word at his passing in the hospital room, knowing that we had healed it all. That love, the love that we felt, arose triumphant and victorious. And just as Bob, with his dear blood brother, got it, that we are all one. We're here to love and embrace each other. We're here to forgive one another. We're here to forgive ourselves and to rise up. No, we are created like God. And that God created us a little lower than the angels, but we are each of us angels with only one wing. We can fly only by embracing each other. Don't you agree? Feel that oneness. We feel that divine appointment, that nothing happens by chance, that the real power in the universe is the power of love. So today I say I love you. I greet you, not quite as the word, but with profound esteem, that we are love, and that this love rises higher and higher and higher. And just say together, we are love. We are love. Once more, we are love. We are love. And that does make all the difference. God bless you, and I love you. Thank you for tuning in. If you found value in this video, please feel free to go to our website, www.interfaithworldwide.com, to the support link. Anything that you can give is so much appreciated, because we know the same opening that we give through is the same opening that we receive through. Thank you so much. Namaste.